What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Crown. You watching Sub Urban Nerd. This is the channel I give my nerd views on today's nerd news, and today's nerd news is gonna be it's a little bit altogether, a bunch of stuff, right? I'm gonna first talk about the whole fiasco, which is Xbox Series X and S going on pre-sale, and then gonna be talking about stuff I talked about yesterday, right? So yesterday, if you haven't seen the video, I reported on the fact that Bethesda was bought from Microsoft for $7.5 billion, which isn't really nothing. It's kind of like chump change. Well, not chump change, but it's not as, hurtful to this company as it would be to other companies, considering Microsoft is, their value, I believe, is $1.5 trillion. And I guess the cash flow that they could spend is 137 billion. So they did this. Now I see this as it could be a good thing and a bad thing, but first I'm going to talk about yesterday's fiasco, or last night's fiasco, or was it today's fiasco? Actually, it was today. Anyways, Xbox went on pre-sales, and just like I called it, bots took over. No one could get on Best Buy, no one could get on Target, no one can get GameStop, no one can go, like, the only place I've heard of people actually getting the Xbox Series X or S or whatever was on pre-order, was on a Microsoft website themselves. And that's for the most part where I'm hearing where most people, if they got it from. And then later, like, maybe they got lucky, but for the most part, like I said, PlayStation, well, even if it wasn't their fault and Walmart jumped the gun, that was the best thing that could have happened to any of us, because it at least gave people a chance to go online and get the pre-orders. Because people got like 2-3 PlayStation 5 pre-order sales, and I'm personally not doing it. Xbox Series X is seeming kind of, I'm not an Xbox person, but it's seeming kind of more presentable to me. But I know I'm gonna be waiting for the PlayStation 5 God of War edition, just like I got the PlayStation 4 Pro God of War edition of the console. But yeah, those bots bought up all the consoles. Very few people got them. It was disastrous, like I already knew it would be. And this is all off of the fact that right after the whole pre-sales of Sony, Microsoft had to try and throw the little jabs in, like, oh yeah, don't worry, that's not going to happen with us. It's going to be dropping exactly at this time, so all the bots can get it, and nobody else can get it that are real people. I mean, as far as not being scalpers, you actually want the console for yourself. So that's pretty much, I'm not going to talk too much about that, because like I said, it's just something I knew was going to happen, something that was inevitable. With these new consoles, it's always going to be hard, like, scarce to buy it. Especially with the pre-orders trying to go online, websites crashing down. So my thoughts as far as that, it was bound to happen, knew it was going to happen. There's going to be more pre-orders, so I'm not really worried about that. So always the first day pre-orders. I mean, no matter if you pre-order it now or pre-order a little bit later, like, the console comes out at the same time. Like, when they start shipping, they shipping, and you're going to get it. So, they just have a certain amount, supply and demand. Like, they don't put out everything that they got. So don't worry about that. You're going to get it. Now, going back to Bethesda, right? I see this as something that could make Sony evolve. As crazy as it seems, because Sony, people wonder, like, what's Sony gonna do? Because Sony always had in their back pocket, like, anytime Microsoft came at them, whatever, don't worry, we got exclusives. That's why you come to our console. But by them buying Bethesda, which has so many hard-hitting AAA games, from like Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, the Skyrim, like all those games. Like, I can't think off the top of my head, but the amount of games that they have is staggering. And if they do choose to go exclusive, which I think maybe they might be playing around with, maybe just making a pure exclusives, but if you want to make the most amount of money, you just make it a timed exclusives. Like, you put it on your console first to draw all the people to your console, and then, like, put it, because people are very impatient. You put it to 6 months, you put it to a year, people might have to. And then the fact that if you have, like, the whole thing is, right, before it was with PlayStation and Microsoft, it was equivalent to Red Lobster in a buffet. You go to Red Lobster for all those great foods, these good foods, but then the buffet, you got all these other things. But now it's like if the buffet all of a sudden got some high grade stuff, like of course they got the crab legs, but now they've got their own sort of cheddar biscuits. They got their own like shrimp scampi. They got all that stuff now that's good, and it's gonna be coming out day one when the console comes. Like when the games come out, it's gonna be on Xbox Pass, and now them adding Bethesda onto it. But at the same time, I have worries that because Xbox, right, or Microsoft, they bought Rare, so you got Banjo Kazooie, you got all these games, but they didn't really do much with it. Like as far as Rare was Killer Instinct Rare? I don't think it was, but they've acquired companies and then just don't really do much with it. I guess just to add to the fact that, like you say we don't have exclusives, but now we have exclusives, but you just have the old exclusives. You need to do more with it. But they sort of did something with, like, say, Fantasy Star Online, where they updated or whatever and whatnot. But it's the same fact, like I said, I think it's like a 2.5, or that's what someone's saying. I think that's what it said that it's like. But people are saying that they might acquire Sega, which would be another like hard, strong like value for them to get. But PlayStation has some people that they've worked with that if they have the money, because I don't know, I think maybe they only have like I don't know how much money they have to throw around. Maybe it was like 37 billion. I'm not sure, but Microsoft dropping 7.5. That's the equivalent of what Disney bought. Well, not equivalent, a little bit shy of equivalent of what Disney bought Marvel and Lucasfilms for. And look how big those are. And this is just on Bethesda, but like I said, Bethesda has so many of these hard-hitting AAA games under it. If Sony was to acquire, like Square Enix, I believe they had Square Enix, but then they started selling off shares because Sony, they were suffering with money problems, as I said in my video before. But if they wanted to, they bought Insomniac, which, Spider-Man and all these other games, which great. If they wanted to get THQ, Naughty Dog, I don't know if it's to PlayStation, but I don't know if it's like specifically. I think it's just an agreement. I don't think Sony owns them. If they bought Rocksteady, if they bought Rockstar, with Grand Theft Auto, like if they bought these companies, I think definitely it might be something like a bargaining chip. Because as of right now, if Microsoft wanted to just take their ball and go home, they could do that. But I think the smarter thing to do would be for them to make it, like I said, timed exclusives. And if Sony acquires these more companies, then they'll have to be like, okay, you got to work with us because now we've got these companies. If you want these games, you got to, so there might not be any actually exclusives anymore. And that might be a good thing. Granted, sure, all the fanboys are going to be like pissed off now that you don't have anything that's exclusive. Like, oh no, it's going to be on the custom, because with other games like Death Stranding or what's that game? Horizon Zero Dawn went to the PC. People going crazy. Oh no, what is that? This is PlayStation exclusive. Why is it going to? Like, it's whatever, like let them enjoy the game just like we enjoy the game. Sony's still making money off of that, I believe. Or if not, then like I said, they need to acquire them as well, because when you see sort of exclusives, it's just deals that they put, like, okay, we'll pay you this much to not put it on anybody else, just put it on ours. But once the companies own them, then it is theirs, and then when they let it do timed exclusives, they're still going to be making money off it. So if, say, Microsoft decided to put the next Doom on cross-platform or cross-consoles, then they'd still be making money off of Sony's sales because that's their IP. And so Sony should try and do the same thing. But like I said, I think it might make this whole game industry change because it's turning into, like, PlayStation has PlayStation Now, which is sort of like Game Pass before Game Pass was around, right? Or Xbox Game Pass. But they didn't have the library as giant as Xbox is doing with Game Pass. And it's not the value. With Xbox, the value now, it's tremendous. And I don't think Sony can just sit back and chill like they used to. Like, those consoles, those exclusives, I don't think like Sony needs to evolve, and I think that's where it may be a good thing that Bethesda bought, because it may make Sony evolve to not just think, oh yeah, they can sit back because we got the exclusives. Now you got to do stuff, because with the game, Sony's trying to make the games for PS5 $70 now. Now, them making it $70 now, it's sort of like, why? I've always had an issue with it because consoles are making more money than they ever have before, as far as with the microtransactions. So why are you trying to do $70 when Microsoft now, the game's coming out, it's going to be free pretty much if you have the Xbox Game Pass. The same day it comes out is when you can play it for only $15 a month. All together for the year, like it was 80 or $90. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, that's a better value. You can play the new games as soon as they come out, play through it, whatever, not have to worry. Like, that makes me think about maybe getting an Xbox, just for the fact that I can play these games through and not have to worry about, like, okay, then what do I do with it now once I beat it, you know? So there's some games you like to go back to, but like I said, with Xbox Game Pass, you can always go back to these games. Just keep paying that subscription. If you want to, just pay off the subscription for the year, sort of like what you do with Amazon Prime, which I do, and then you don't have to worry about it. You just pay it all off, and then now you've got all the games you want for like as much as you want. Now Sony, they need to adopt something like this, because their whole thing is like no backwards compatibility. Really in this day and age, you're still trying to hold on to that? But like, you gotta either evolve with the times. You're gonna fall back. You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of Blockbuster. They could have bought. If they really were smart, they could have bought Netflix and then still been there on top. But they was like, oh no, it's not gonna work. Now look at Blockbuster, gone. The last one closed, was it a year ago or something like that? And I forget what town, Oregon, whatever the hell it was. But they're gone because they didn't think forward. PlayStation, you need to think forward, because by not trying to adopt some of these things that Xbox is doing, like I said, I'm a Sony fan, but you can't deny the quality and the amount. Like, sometimes they say quality, not quantity, but they have quantity and now quality. Let's just hope that they sort of do stuff with these things, which I have a feeling they probably will. Like, Microsoft's got those deep pockets; they're gonna put that money into it. And I hope they didn't just buy it just to say, oh, we have these now, and then don't do nothing. But I think they were. But Sony, please, coming from a fan of yours, you need to evolve. Start adopting. Like, buy some of these more. I don't know how much money they really want to spend, but yo, get some of these studios and work something out, you know, and try and do make PlayStation Now a little bit better. Just try, because I don't see you surviving this console war, this next gen console war, with you just staying with the same strategy you had in the past. Granted, it did you good, but in today's day and age, the streaming, it's where it is. That's what's gonna keep you going now. So that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening to me. Hopefully you watched the whole video and you didn't just click off after the first minute. If you did, I really appreciate you watching through the whole video. Thank you. Remember, comment down below, share this video if you think that I'm kind of vibing with other people like I do with yourself. And remember, I'm Wes Grant. Subscribe. I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd. You've just been nerdified. Catch you guys on the next video.